Jackee Long. Good morning to you, Jackee.
Good morning.
You have your usual sidekick with you today.
I know. I was going to say naked, but I should.
Don't want to say that.
Especially since we're on TV too.
Yes, you brought in treats as well.
I'll feel lost.
I have chocolate pretzels, Christmas cookies, bells and stars, and donuts. I think your husband's been active again, hasn't he? Yeah. Ex-husband, I guess.
And they're all on Rob's end of the table.
Well, he shares.
And we go down there at the end. Yeah.
It's all about sharing.
It is. It really is about sharing. I have to start with some unpleasant news here, Jackee, if you could. This address was sent to me by one of our listeners this morning, viewers, from the superintendent. We have since learned that Mr. Hunter Reed has been arrested and charged with soliciting a minor by means other than a computer. As superintendent, I am deeply disturbed by the allegation involving a staff member at Musselman High School. I want to assure our families that we are treating this matter with the utmost seriousness. Every student deserves to feel safe and protected while at school, and we will not tolerate any behavior that compromises that trust. We are fully cooperating with law enforcement and will take every necessary step to ensure accountability and student safety. Dr. Ryan Sachs, Superintendent, Berkeley County Schools. Can you comment on that press release?
I will say it's right on. We followed all standard procedures immediately. He was taken out of the school, and we reported it to THHR and the proper authorities, and then he was later arrested during the day and charged.
When things like this happen, is it typically pretty quick, as in we just got notified and boom, or is it we've been gathering information and now it's time to make a move?
Well, the individual was taken out of the situation immediately. Immediately, just as soon as the principal finds out, or another staff member reports it, or the administration finds out in the central office and reports it to but they're removed from the premises immediately, and then
the investigation then ensues, but then if there's enough evidence, obviously, then
it goes
the police come in and take over.
All right. Do you know if this was based on a student report or a parent report?
Those things I do not know, because I might have to hear that situation later. That would make me biased. So.
And when this sort of action takes place, is the board notified immediately, or is it after the fact that the teacher has been removed?
No, immediately. We know before that memo goes out.
Okay, very good.
Just as soon as the individual is removed, we get a text or a phone call from Dr. Sachs.
Okay. There is a meeting tomorrow night that has been called. Is it tomorrow morning or night?
1 p.m.
1 o'clock in the afternoon. What is that meeting about?
It's a legal update. That's all I can tell you.
Legal about what?
I can't tell you that because.
Does it involve this situation?
No, it doesn't involve that situation.
A different situation.
Yes.
Is it personnel related? Is that why you can't comment on it?
No, not really. We didn't adjourn our meeting. We reconvened, and we'll reconvene on Thursday at 1 p.m. and follow up where we left off in executive session on
a legal matter.
On a legal matter,
which you cannot explain at the moment.
No, because everything that we discussed was an executive session, and I hate to always say that, but that's just the way that rolls. And when the time comes, I can comment.
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you even being here this morning.
Well, thank you.
Considering you had to know what was going to be asked.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you in advance, but I just found out about this morning.
We never try to cover up anything. That's not who we are. We're trying to be transparent as we can, but everybody has rights, and you try to protect everyone until you find out differently. Definitely, students have rights, and we want them protected at all costs. So. And employees have rights, and everybody's innocent until proven guilty. So there you go. It's a balancing act.
Bill?
Yeah, I find these situations to be so so painful in so many regards. Lives are being destroyed, and also times have changed. I come from a very small community in school during the 50s, so that's a long time ago, different ideas. But there were 3 or 4 situations of faculty and students having an affair. They all, in that case, ended up with long, happy marriages. So it's, but again, times have changed, and you cannot condone or pardon an infraction such as we're seeing now.
Well, I remember those days too, and I was talking with someone about that yesterday.
Yeah.
It wasn't unusual at times for a faculty member to marry a student, but that's not
the case today.
The case today,
exactly right,
and
it
shouldn't be,
and nor should it be. I agree with him. So.
Maria.
So,
and you can ask about anything, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going down another path. So when Dr. Sachs was here the last time we were all together, we talked about numbers of students in general. You know, we understand that the county's growing. Coincidentally, we would think that the schools are growing. He said that up maybe 100. Is that the number you all remember from the last time?
Around that.
So, you know, obviously still some growth, but with the advent of, you know, the Hope Scholarship and what appears to me kind of a proliferation of private schools, are the public schools going to continue to grow and be successful with those high performing students?
I think we'll continue to grow. We won't grow at as a rapid pace as we did before. As a matter of fact, you know, those students that have went to private school or homeschool, you know, that has helped us alleviate some of our growth. So I see that to continue just the way it is. I will be surprised if it doesn't continue.
So, and then in terms of contingency planning for additional schools and so on and so forth, so you're still on the right track or the same track there for school building. And
yes, we've been working on that. We have a CEFP committee, which is a Comprehensive Education Facilities Plan. They've been meeting regularly. We had one of those meetings last night. The board isn't really involved, but Mr. Murphy and I were both there, and they're working on a 10-year plan, and which will give us some ideas for a future bond, what the public wants, and that, you know, we want to do what they feel is important to them, but also what we know on the inside is that has to occur.
And we obviously know and understand that there are some schools that are very old, and, you know, I'm thinking in my mind's eye, Winchester Avenue, Beddington, you know, just these schools that have been around for 100 years.
Marlowe.
Yeah, Marlowe.
Burke Street.
So are those, are there renovations then planned for those elderly schools, so to speak?
We renovated Winchester Avenue.
Okay.
You know, a good while ago. But Burke Street just had renovation, new windows, heating and air. Marlowe will be one of the new pre-K centers, so it will have an additions added on to it when the new school was built in Falling Waters. So that will become a pre-K center.
Jackee, a lot has been in the news recently, the school aid formula, and when the state chairman of the State Board of Education invoked it the other day in his speech, so now it's been getting a lot of press. Do you think Berkeley County is being sufficiently served with the current school aid formula?
Oh, it hasn't been sufficiently served for 30 years, but right now, in the last 10 or 15 years, I don't think hardly any counties have been sufficiently served because that school aid formula is so outdated. It has had some changes, two that I'm aware of, but they weren't. The changes weren't significantly enough to make a big difference.
That was predicated my next question. There's been some talk that the legislators should address the school aid formula and totally revamp it, totally overhaul it. There's been an argument it's so complex, so convoluted, it'd be difficult to do that. Is this something the legislators should put at the very top of the list of to revamp, redo the school aid formula?
Oh, definitely. It is convoluted, and that's one thing about the turnover in the legislature. You get somebody that understands the ins and outs of the formula, and then they're gone, and then here you go, you're starting over again. So, as long as we can keep the...
Who should take the lead of doing this? Is there a bank of historical knowledge that would be made available? You just mentioned that the legislators' turnover is such so there's no one with the corporate knowledge. Who does have that corporate knowledge? Who could take the lead in redoing the school aid formula?
Well, I think it's a combination of individuals. I think the finance chair, Mr. Baird, I'm sure he would have input on the school aid formula. I know Mr. Hornby, Delegate Hornby's worked hard on it. I don't know how much the governor knows about the formula, but I'm sure he's had his staff work with him on the ins and outs of the formula. House Education, both Senate and House Education, there are individuals there, and individuals that work in the Capitol that are aware of how the formula works.
Okay, so the expertise is there, the knowledge base is there, the corporate memory is there. Why isn't it been done?
The same reason the tax structure has not changed.
Same reason.
Remember Mike Carl in the 19...
Oh, the
whatever?
tax structure, yeah, okay.
When you say overhaul, when you say the word overhaul, let's just tear it down and build it back up. It's just a monumental task.
I know.
And
you
school aid
can't get
formula
agreement.
is a monumental task.
You can't.
No,
Keep in mind, Jackee, you're not my audience for that question. My audience is the legislators, so I'm using you as a venue to get to them. But that's something that needs to be done. They need to put this as a very high priority and need to look at school aid formula.
I think they are looking at it, from what Delegate Hornby has mentioned to me, that they are looking at it, and it is a concern.
Jackee, one of the places where we know the school aid formula does not help Berkeley County is in special education students, and you had a recent report that was done on that. We talked about that a little bit, I guess, 2 weeks ago, and you hadn't had a chance to fully digest it at that time. Have you had an opportunity to further go through that report?
Not much more than we have before. We know where our areas of concern are and what we need to work on, and as I stated when I was on before, the report was from 23-24, and we had even fixed some of those issues before that report came out, and we continue to work on those problems.
Is that the solutions for those problems, is that something you address at board meetings, or is there some type of subcommittee that specifically addresses those?
Those are situations that Dr. Dilley, Executive Director of Special Education, and his staff, and the superintendent, and Dr. Woods, Deputy Superintendent, work on. And they started immediately after that report came out and before. Because just because the report came out doesn't mean that we aren't in constant touch with the Department of Ed and what our issues are.
Do you know what percentage of the overall school population in Berkeley County is special education?
Well, if we have 20,000 students, and you have 4,000 special needs students, it's close to 4,000.
So that's 20%.
Yeah, it's 20%. So it's a lot.
And the piece of the school aid formula that says how you're funded just generally, if I remember correctly, you're always a year in arrears.
Yes.
So you're always trying to play catch up in a place like Berkeley, maybe Jefferson to a lesser degree, but in the growth counties, you're funded based on last year's student population, which on any given year could increase from 100 to 250
Exactly.
to a school size. So how do you keep up with that?
That's where you have an excellent treasurer and an excellent superintendent and we do have a great board, so we keep up with the finances, and you know, you have to save. It's just like your personal account at home. You put back because you know what you have to fund. That's not coming from the state. So we just as with the special needs students that we have to send out of state or out of county, that is very costly, and you know, that puts a divot in our budget. So.
Jackee, Senate Bill 199, which provided specific discipline solutions or resolutions to the school throughout the state, has been criticized by some of not being an unfunded mandate. Is that true in Berkeley County? Do we have the facilities to implement Senate Bill 199?
Well, you know, we started before Senate Bill 199 with the CARES Academy, and we're adding, if it's not in place already, another classroom or two there that's called Focus, which is for specifically special needs students. And we're working on some things that will increase both those facilities and give us more room to do more with that, because those numbers increase.
Yeah. And I should preface my statement by saying everybody is applauding Senate Bill 199. It is a major step in the right direction. But one of the criticisms has been that a lot of school districts do not have the means or the resources to fully implement it. But we in Berkeley County are in pretty good shape as far as implementing it, correct?
Well, yes, and we provided those funds before Senate Bill 199 came out, so we were ahead of the ball game. And Melissa Holland, that's in pupil services, also worked with Dr. Long to secure a grant that helped with the CARES Academy. So we do okay there. Could
Sure.
we use more funds for that? Definitely.
We always could, yeah. That kind of comes back to the school aid formula. We always need more money than money is available.
Yes.
What kind of the impact fees is the school district getting
About $1,100
per house that's built?
per new home that's built.
Yes.
Yeah.
In terms of absenteeism, we've had Hal Van Meter on. I don't know if it's kind of early in the school year to look at those sort of numbers. Are we making I know we're making a concerted effort, but is it making a difference in having children get to school each day?
Yeah, I definitely think it's making a difference. I don't know what the numbers are yet, but we have not heard, at least I haven't heard of significant absences, but it is early in the school year, so it's hard to tell. So, and I hope it stays that way. And the flu bug's going around already, so it's hit hard.
Get your flu shot.
Yeah, I already did.
Jackee, each time we interview with you, there's something that you wanted to make sure you got across that we didn't get a chance to get to. Now's your chance to address something like that.
And I don't remember what that was.
So there's nothing on your mind right now you wanted to get across?
Not really, except that, we're working hard with the CEFP and trying to plan for our future. And
CEFP?
Comprehensive Education Facilities Plan that
Thank you.
plans for our growth.
Okay, so
And there's definitely,
is Hedgesville Middle part of that?
well, yeah, it's on the list.
Yeah.
But the CEFP committee will bring those recommendations to Dr. Sachs, and he will present them to the board, and then we will decide what projects that we can fund and how much funding we can get from SBA will be a big factor in all that.
There's a couple Hedgesville Middle comments in our comments section in regards to the work that needs done there. Does that school need to be refurbished or replaced?
In my opinion, this is just my opinion, and don't send me cards and letters because this is just my opinion, but I think it needs replaced because it is, to refurbish it would be so costly, and you couldn't refurbish it all at once, so you would be doing a section, and if you could get the money to do another section, it just would be such an overwhelming cost.
Any idea what a cost of a new school would be for a middle
For
school?
middle school, about $55 million.
Is that in the CEFP planning stages right now?
It's been discussed.
Mm-hmm.
Got to find the money. Speaking of the money, former Delegate Espinoza makes a point about the revisions to the school aid formula and worrying because so many counties are having decreases in population. And if you've got the whole gamut of legislators looking at it, where are the numbers?
Well,
and that could adversely impact growth counties. Yes?
Yes. Well, that's been discussed. Yes, I'm glad he brought that up because he definitely knows the process and how it works up there also, more so than...
But that's why we elect effective, eloquent legislators to represent Eastern
I
Panhandle.
mean, he is no longer a delegate.
I know,
remember.
He
we
was a
do.
good one.
Yeah, he was a good one. He
Yes.
was. Yeah. School has started. Vaccination issue is in moving toward the courts. I assume we in Berkeley County vaccinated all the students as we historically have done.
We have, unless they showed up at school that they weren't vaccinated, and then they had a particular number of days to start that procedure.
And the exemptions, only medical exemptions at
Yes.
this point? Yeah, okay.
All right, and a couple people joined late, so there were some comments made about the Dr. Sachs statement regarding Hunter Reed at Musselman High School to close and review. Jackee, final comment about that from you.
I don't know what the comments were, but it was...
Just asking you to address it.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
it was handled quickly. The individual was taken out of the facility and arrested later on in the day and charged. So
And for those of you,
and immediately reported to DHHR and law enforcement.
for those of you who missed the beginning of this segment, you can go back and catch this segment once the show ends. Facebook stores the entire show as an archive. You can go back to the very beginning of Jackee's comments around 8:35, and you can also go to YouTube later on. Dylan carves up each piece individually and then posts each individual segment on our YouTube channel. You can also go there and listen to this entire interview or any of our individual segments later on in the day, usually before lunchtime. Those are all posted on YouTube. Jackee, thank you very much. Any final thoughts are yours, and you have 15 seconds to recycle.
No, I just appreciate you having me here. It's hard to follow Nick Deal, who is a big deal, but
Kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal.
yeah.
Thank you,
You
Jackee.
need to work on that, Rob, who I'm following.
Yeah, I'll try to put you on after what they say: never follow animals or children,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you didn't get to follow an animal or a child today,
No, but I
although
followed a big deal. So
some would
that's-
say. It's 9 o'clock. This is Talk Radio, WNR Martinsburg, and TV 10.